is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to do the launch. Now this is a very late launch because this is actually my kit from last year of the Ghouls Gateaux Halloween Gothic Junk Journal papers. So it's the junk journal kit that's in my shop from last year. I am working on one for this year, but I'm not sure, if I'm totally honest, that I'm going to get it finished for this year. So I didn't get a chance to use this one last year, so I'm kind of running a year behind. So I thought, well, I would come on and we'll do the launch video of this one instead. I absolutely love this kit and was kind of disappointed last year not to be able to actually play with this. So, you know, hopefully we're going to have a lovely time and, you know, make a project from this. So I'm just checking that I have called it the right thing. Yes, so it's the Ghouls Gateaux Halloween kit. Now it's in two parts. It's my usual kind of two-part kits, and we've got the first part has got 13 pages, so that's the background pages, and then we've got the ephemera pages, and you do get PDFs and JPEG versions of the file. So let's just move these bits out of the way, and then we'll just have a look and see what we've got here, and then we're going to do a project using these, so a little craft along. So these are the background papers. Now these I've printed on the 250 GSM presentation paper, so that's what the paper is here. But just to give you a sort of idea, I have also printed it off, funnily enough, on the you know, copy paper, and yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good on there as well. So this is presentation paper. This is not you know, regular copy paper. So it's 110, I think it is, GSM, but it's the presentation rather than just the normal copy paper. So, and you can buy this like on Amazon, or I've even seen it in Tesco's actually. I buy the Navigator brand. So that's the paper, and then this is, yeah, the page, first page of the background pages. Got this one. And these images, I mean, I just absolutely love having like the big images on the pages because they're perfect for making, you know, fussy cuts and things like that. So I did incorporate obviously some plainer pages as well. So you'll have a mixture of plain and, you know, very busy pages. But these are brilliant because you can literally tear out or cut out little portions of these and use them, you know, in projects. So they're really versatile when they're like this. Plus you could also print these, you know, smaller, like 2 to a page, 4 to a page, and then you'd have obviously smaller versions of these to cut out. This one actually is on the what do you call it? Oh, this is the same page as this. Oh, I went through this and I thought I'd sorted them all out, but obviously this one just lingered in there. So that was the same page as that. We've got this one here. This one's actually on the presentation paper rather than the thick photo quality paper. Also is this, so to be honest, I needn't have worried about trying to sort one out to show you. So yeah, but lots of absolutely gorgeous, yummy pages. Another plain background, and this one as well. So although it's got the little frames with the cakes and then the crows, it's still, you know, predominantly plain. And then this one, I mean, don't you just love these images? Just look so pretty, don't they? And then this one. So that's the background pages, and then the ephemera part of the kit, you've got a page of tags with some little labels here. You've got some journal cards. You've got some portrait journal cards. Oops. And you've got them on the you know, the black and also the greeny colour background. So again, you know, you could kind of mix and match this, and then you could go for completely different looking pieces. So you could do kind of, you know, a much kind of blacker and more morbid, but in the nice sense of the word, looking journal, or kind of more with the brights, you know. So yeah, lots of mix and match. All the gateaus and the cakes and things, they've got horrible things on them. So, you know, we haven't got like a nice patisserie theme going on here. They've got like splotches of blood, and they've got spiders and things like that. So yeah, very fun kit. Then you've got a page with an envelope, and you've got little fussy cuts and things all around the page. You've got some little postage stamps and you know, labels and things like that. And then you've got another couple of pages of fussy cuts. So I tried to include a fair amount of fussy cuts because I think things like that are very fun, you know, with this type of theme. So that's the ephemera part of the kit. So it's all available on my Etsy shop. I will try and if I remember, put this onto my website as well, because that will be a slight discount for you, because of course I won't be paying the Etsy fees. It will just be if I get time to do that. Right, so I'm going to just clear the you know, cloth off of here and everything, and we're going to get started with a project. So I thought what we'd do here is make a really big collage masterboard with book pages. So I've got a whole bunch of book pages here, and I've got them from I don't know, five or six different books, so that we're going to get, you know, different looks, different size text and things like that. So let's just get started with that. So I'm going to just start by laying down one or two of these larger pages that then I can kind of build from these. So I'll just put this one down, and oops, this one here. Oops, trying to avoid using the ones with the little images, because I always like to use the images, you know, separately. So we'll just put that down there. Oh, I've got another one. No. Okay. So that's that. And then the other pages that I've got, we'll just kind of start building up, going over like this. So I'm going to glue them on. So I've got my normal PVA glue here. So we're just kind of building them up here. Nice. Right, let's just see. Okay, like that. Okay, so I have done one of these before with the whole page, book page masterboards. It wasn't my idea. I originally saw it on the lovely Joey DeFee on her channel. It was quite a long time ago, but they're really, really nice to do, and just kind of make a bit of a different, you know, different effect really. So I thought this would be really lovely, and to be honest, the book page I just felt would go so brilliantly, you know, with the Halloween kind of images. So hopefully this is going to be a good, you know, good mix of stuff. So good mix of looks. Okay, oops, just move that over actually a bit. Okay, should really be using my glue spreader here, shouldn't I? So yeah, otherwise I'm going to regret this, because it's not going to have a really nice finished off look. Okay, right, so we're just layering up all the different book pages, and then hopefully what we're going to get is obviously some thickened paper, if you see what I mean, because it's going to have, you know, where it's been overlapped, it's going to then be, you know, thickening up what was, you know, possibly quite a thin page will become then much thicker and more durable. So that's the plan. Some of these book pages are thicker than others. These sort of smaller pages, I did try and pick out mainly quite thickish book page, except for these larger pages. So the ones that I used as the base pages, these, they are pretty thin. The rest, however, I did try and pick, you know, quite thick pages. So hopefully they're going to have a bit more of a durable kind of feel anyway. And then of course what we're going to do, we're going to kind of fussy this up with the gorgeous images from the kit. So those images, obviously, when they go down, they're going to then be thickening it up as well. So, you know, it's going to hopefully end up quite a durable kind of piece, even though it started out, you know, pretty thin. So yeah, we're just going to put this on here. So it's a bit of a shame, because I'm going to have to really probably cover up the majority of this book page because it's so thin. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be kind of working brilliantly being such a thin piece. So that's a bit of a shame, but we'll just see how we get on. Because what we could do is always thicken it from the back, you know, when we come to actually use it. So we'll just yeah, play it by ear a bit. Or what we could do is, of course, put some of this back down on the front so that we get some. So yeah, perhaps we'll do that. I'm leaving these curly edges off, sorry, you know, where I've actually torn them from the spine. I quite like that, and I think that's a nice kind of different texture. Of course, you don't have to do that. You know, you might sort of prefer to cut your pages down so they have really nice, neat, straight edges. I just actually think that this kind of curly looking edge, it sort of adds a little bit of interest, really. So, you know, it gives it a bit more dimension and kind of, yeah, just different kind of look, doesn't it? So, and you know, who knows, it might not even really be visible by the end anyway, because by the time we actually put some bits and pieces on here, you might not even be able to see that. So we shall see. I might put this one down here so you can see how we're building these up. It really is going to actually thicken this right up anyway. So, you know, if you're thinking, oh gosh, this is really thin, by the time it's finished, it will be much thicker. Now, that being said, when I said about thickening up, you know, this book page here, I probably will do that once I've cut it into bits, because I just find it easier to, you know, line it, if you like. Oops. Line it from a smaller piece. But again, you know, we've all got our kind of ways that we like to do things, don't we? So you maybe would get on fine, you know, thickening it up and lining it now. So like that. Okay. I mean, I'm loving how this looks already. I love the fact that we've got all these different types of text. I mean, I've tried to include as well some different formations of the text. So not just all text, but like these. This is a contents page. This one here with these, I don't know really what you'd call these, but like sections of text, which I just thought looked a little bit different. And then this one, for example, I've got like a chapter kind of section. So, you know, we're going to have some different looks, which would be nice. So let's pop this one down. Yeah, I mean, hopefully by the time we've done this will actually be quite a thick, robust piece, but hey, stranger things have happened. It may not be. Okay. So, and I'm going to have to stop the video to actually... Oh, I didn't really intend to do that because that's just looking rubbish now. It's gone right up to the edge and no layers are showing. So, what an idiot. I didn't really mean to do that. Let's just do this one here, I think. Yeah, I'll have to stop the video and actually fussy cut out a bunch of pieces rather than kind of leave you all watching me fussy cut, which probably would not be particularly fun. Yeah, I haven't done any of these for ages and I just kind of fancied doing it really. I thought, oh, actually that's going to look really, really good. And you know, like all these things, when you haven't done them for ages, you forget how much you love it. And yeah, already I'm like, oh, I love doing these. I'm going to have to do some more. So yeah, become my new thing to do again. Okie dokie. And then yeah, let's have some more of these smaller ones again. So perhaps there. Okay. I mean, to be honest, I've probably got enough layers on here now. I've tried to keep it manageable within the confines of my craft mat. So, I mean, obviously, if you make these and you've got a lot of space, I mean, you could make a massive one, to be honest. I mean, you could make a massive one and you could mount it on the wall. I mean, how cool would that look? You know, framed like a sort of piece of art. Oh, I mean, that would just look really, really, really brilliant. Oh, I'm now thinking I might have to come back and do something like that, to be honest. Maybe not with the whole Halloween theme, because that's maybe not the best theme to be having then on the wall. But yeah, I am thinking that would be really lovely to have something like that. So maybe we'll put this one here, or yeah, maybe here. Okay, so I have got some vulnerable points on here. Namely actually 3 corners, so yeah, that top left corner, the bottom right hand corner and the bottom left hand corner, they're all single book page thickness. So, you know, that's all I mean by them being vulnerable. They're just not really obviously very thick. So, you know, depending on as well how you use these, that might be okay. You know, they maybe would be thick enough. It just depends what you're going to be using them for, I suppose. So, okay. Well, I'm loving how that looks, I have to say, and what a great use of all those book pages. So, yeah, I'm going to do myself a few more of these just to make some other projects with. But, yeah, so far so good. Feels awesome. When I pick that up now, it's quite weighty. It feels, yeah, really nice and sturdy and strong. Like I say, my vulnerable points are just this corner here, this one here, and this one here. But I can always kind of back those when I come to use it with some other book page. So just kind of popping that on straight down behind and glue that down, and that would straight away, you know, thicken that up. So in fact, I'll do that now quickly, only because I suddenly thought, well, actually, if I put my fussy cut pieces on, it may be that actually it would be bumpy and, you know, not that easy to glue on. So yeah, let's quickly thicken them up then now, and then we know it's completely all done then. You know, it is completely robust and, you know, I'm not saying solid, but strong. So I'll just put this down here like that. Okay, like that. Right, let's glue that on. Okay, so straight away, you know, that's now not a worry, not an issue for us in this corner. So we'll just quickly do that with these two. So yeah, like that. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, pop that one down again underneath, just because I like the way it looks on the top now. So, you know, I don't necessarily want to kind of interfere with the look of the masterboard from the top. I think it looks really nice. But it's obviously, yeah, it just needs a little bit of strengthening. So, right, let me just take a different bit of book page here. Okay, put that down. Okay, so I have plenty of book page to be able to make some more of these, which is very cool. Right. Yeah, I think it was probably a good idea to do these, but do you see what I mean? Rather than turn the whole thing over and have to glue it down, it's quite easy to just then put, you know, small sections in behind the weaker sections. Because, I mean, the whole thing didn't need, you know, toughening up. It was quite thick. So, there we go. Okay. Right. So, that's my masterboard. Very happy with how that looks. Of course, at this point, you know, you could put some stitching on or anything like that. Up to you. I'm going to just quickly take, you know, 20 minutes or so to just quickly cut out some fussy cuts, and then I will be back. So hold on. Okay, so I'm back now. I fussy cut out a whole bunch of the fussy cuts, obviously, and then I've mixed up some paint. So I couldn't get a really vibrant sort of blood red colour, unfortunately. So I've kind of tried to mix something. I'm not sure really that it's great, if I'm truthful, but hopefully it will kind of look okay. So I'm just going to move all the fussy cuts out of the way, and then I'm going to try and splodge this around on the page. Now, I'm not sure how brilliant this is going to be. I did do just a couple of sploshes on some other book page just to see how it looked, hence I've spilt some there. So I'm going to just try and first of all just do it with my wipe. So just kind of go in and just, yeah, kind of splosh it around. So go there first of all, because of course I've already got that messy bit that I've just made. So, and then I will kind of refold my wipe so as I get some different shape splodges, because I don't want it to all look the same. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to look in the end like blood. I don't know really whether it's going to, but honestly, I mean, I've said before, Halloween, not really my type of thing, to be perfectly honest. But there's something so cool about being able to just do something so different to everything else that you do. So yeah, although Halloween, I would say not really my type of thing, it's so fun being able to just be so, like, really, I don't know, out there and kind of like do something completely gory and horrible. And you know, I mean, what other project would you actually deliberately try and get like blood onto your page? I mean, you just wouldn't, would you? So yeah, this is very, very fun, I think. And yeah, let me know below. Are you a bit of a sort of Halloween type fan? Because I mean, there are lots of people who really do love Halloween, aren't there? And you know, go kind of really like crazy. They decorate their houses like mad, you know. I mean, I always just wonder, where do those people keep everything? I mean, that's just more stuff to like keep in the loft, you know, all the decorative bits. But yeah, I mean, wow, some of the people's houses look sort of incredible. So now I'm just going to go over with like the drakes, I suppose, from the wipe, because actually sometimes those little smudgy type bits, they look quite good, almost like, you know, you know, in like murder type programs where you see the sort of smudged in footprints and things, they look a bit like that. So quite liking that. Now, if you're thinking, oh gosh, that looks terrible, she's ruined it completely, I mean, I kind of have. I'm inclined to agree, but don't forget, we're going to be covering this with like loads of fussy cuts. So I'm hoping that this is just going to set the scene for like a really gory, you know, really intense kind of, yeah, gory looking background. So fingers crossed. Right, I'm going to quickly clean up the mess. So hold on. Okay, I grabbed myself a cup of tea and I've dried the rest off. So I've got my fussy cuts here to the side. Okay, pull them in. Actually, I'm going to put them on something so that they're easy to take on and off and move about. Otherwise, they're just going to be kind of on here. Right. Now, I kiss cut some and I sort of fussy cut some. So the ones that were sort of easy to fussy cut, I've fussy cut, and the ones that, you know, were more tricky, I have kiss cut. Yeah. So I'm going to probably ink up. Oh, that one's upside down. Honestly, my eyesight, terrible. So the ones that I have kiss cut, I like this cat, I will actually ink around as well, so that, you know, I'm disguising the white edges. So yeah, we'll just kind of ink them up if they've been kiss cut out. Now I'm going to just kind of place them around the board without gluing them down first, and then we can, you know, come back to them and glue them down. But I don't want to glue them down and then think, oh, I've put them, you know, where I don't want them. So obviously the cakes, again, I just close cut that. So that's quite cool up there, isn't it? Okie dokie. I'm now just inking all of them. I seem to have done a complete, you know, U-turn. And I've now decided to be inking all of them. So yeah, I have that one up there. Okay. Not got enough room on here and fancy getting a cup of tea. I mean, talk about make it even more cramped. Silly, silly, silly. Okay. Oh, it's getting chilly now. It hadn't been too bad, but yeah, suddenly it feels like it's getting chillier. Now, a couple of these. So this one, I took this from one of the journal cards. So I thought that I would just, you know, take some bits off of the journal cards as well. So I'm going to put that to the side. Otherwise, it's too much in the way. And this one I took off the journal cards as well. Just so that I've got, you know, a good variety of different bits to use. So, okay. This one. Okey-dokey. I mean, already I'm like loving how this looks. It looks really cool, doesn't it? Like, I love all the interest going on. Now I must remember to kind of like go right to the edges, and really what I should do is actually like overhang the edges, so that then, you know, I can trim them off. But yeah, I might not actually do that, but that would perhaps be a good way to, you know, get everything really like in. Oh gosh, now that's my door. Hold on a second. Oh, sorry about that. It was the gas man wanting to read the meters. Okay. Right. Okay. Perhaps put that one down there. Okie dokie. They look quite good, don't they, on the book page with the blood everywhere. I know, I mean, that just sounds really wrong, doesn't it? To say, oh, they look really good with the blood everywhere. But they do, don't they? Yeah, I do really like them. Maybe I'll have that one like that. Maybe I'll move this one over. I mean, I've got to bear in mind that, you know, I will be cutting this out. And obviously I'm not quite sure, you know, how I'm going to cut it yet, but we'll come to that when we come to it. I'll just put a couple of the little bits and bobs on. So I've got some faux stamps. They can definitely go on dotted around, can't they? Maybe that one there. Got some of the labels. Yeah, I just love playing around with all like loads and loads of fussy cut bits, to be honest. So, you know, this is just a project that's right up my street. Maybe I will overlap that a little bit with the label, and perhaps we'll come over a bit, because otherwise I'm aware that I'm doing everything kind of in the middle and not got that much going on around the edge, which, you know, probably not ideal. So, okay, another cake. Okie dokie. Where shall I have this one? Maybe there. Yeah, loving that one. I might have cut out too many bits, to be honest. I might not even be able to use them all, but we shall see. Okay. Okay. Maybe we'll do that one there. That looks good, doesn't it? I mean, when we come to cut these, it might be that, you know, I end up sort of cutting into bits. I don't know. Perhaps I'm going to move this down. You know, I mean, I hope not too much, but there will be bits, I think, that are going to end up being cut into, you know, which is a shame, but, you know, that's just going to be, yeah, just going to be how it goes, I think. So, right. Let's put on a couple more of the postage stamps. And then maybe a couple more labels. That looks cool there, doesn't it? And then I've got lots of roses and things as well, so we could do the roses. Oh, I did also try and cut out a spider. So he was on a green background, which was probably a bit of a shame, but he didn't go too badly. He looks okay, doesn't he? You know, better than I would have expected, to be honest. So he could go there to the side. Right, let's get a couple of the roses. Yeah, right, okay. I think what I'm going to do is stick down all the bits that we've got on here so far, and then come back to sticking the roses on after. Now, I'm just going to check that I don't want to put any labels or anything coming out behind any of these bits, because obviously that's going to be easier to do now. I'll just quickly finish my tea. Right, that's one less thing on the desk, isn't it? So yeah, I just thought the labels would be easier to, you know, to do them now rather than afterwards. I mean, they might not even be tucking in behind things, but if they are, then obviously it makes more sense to do it first. Right, so let's put our first piece down, actually glued down now. Oh, the thing is, and you know, this is the problem when you make things like this, I don't want to now use it. I love how this looks, and I'm now like, oh, I don't want to now cut into it and use it. So yeah, they're fun to make, but they're then very hard to make yourself use them. I mean, that's why I say, to be honest, and not necessarily Halloween, but other fussy cuts, you could just make a piece like this and have it framed on the wall. You know, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Right, I've just got another piece of tissue here. Sorry, I don't know what's happened to all my wipes now. I'm having to use tissues, and I know not everybody likes the noise of tissues. This one's got some glue on it, so I'll just get rid of that. I know not everybody likes the noise of tissues, so I do apologise if you're one of those people who don't really like the, you know, the rustling of the tissue. I'm so sorry. Okay. Oops. Yeah, really loving the whole smears of blood. I mean, I hope it looks like smears of blood, to be honest. Hard to say. Let me know below. What do you think? Do you think it looks like kind of blood kind of splatters and smears and what have you? I was going to try and do drips, but to be honest, I kind of like had a bit of a go on some of the other book page. It wasn't great because either the paint was quite thick, in which case it wasn't very drippy, or once it got wetter, because the book page is quite porous, obviously it was then running down the page. Sorry, running through the page, seeping through, you know. So it wasn't the best. I'm sure that lots of you have got some really great ideas and, you know, some ideas for other products and things like that. But I'm not really very good with the whole, you know, mixed media type experimentation. So yeah, I'm quite limited with my knowledge and my ideas of how to use things. So share below, what would you do? You know, how would you get drips? I'm sure I have seen people doing drips on YouTube before, but yeah, I didn't actually look up any videos to see. Probably should have done. But having said that, I mean, I actually quite like all these splotches, to be honest. I think they look quite cool too. Oh, now my phone's ringing. Hold on, sorry about this. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was my daughter's school now. So, yep, they are having an open afternoon. Did I know? Would I like to go? So, yeah, I could have done without it if I'm truthful. And I said, oh, I will do my best, but I can't guarantee it. I've got quite a few things that I really wanted to get done before the week was over. It's Friday today when I'm filming this. And, yeah, of course, that's going to kind of put a spanner in the works. But anyway, I shall see how I get on. So, yeah, my daughter had obviously said to them, oh, can you phone my mum because she won't know? And she was right. Of course, I didn't know because I'm absolutely terrible for keeping up with everything at the school. But anyway, so yeah, that was what the phone call was. So, right, there we go. And let's put the spider down. Oh, the spider's tricky to cut out. It's even trickier to glue down. Hadn't really factored in the whole gluing it down, to be honest. That's pretty fiddly. Yeah, well, that's a bit fiddly, and probably lots of glue has probably seeped out there, but right. Okay, so I've done all of these bits. I haven't done this. Let's quickly do that one. Okay, yeah, it's just turning into one of those days, unfortunately. It started out, it was okay. Now it's just rapidly deteriorating. So that's how days go, isn't it, sometimes? Right, there we go. So yeah, quite happy with all that as it looks so far. So the next thing, this one. So obviously when you're doing this, you know, you do have to kind of like be mindful of gluing things down in the order that they need to be glued down. You know, like this obviously needs to go at the bottom of the cat and the cake, otherwise it's going to be you know, going in the incorrect order, and it might just not look very good then. So yeah, you kind of have to be a bit aware of how you're gluing it on, really. Oops. I mean, I could have just glued things down straight away, but I think this gives a bit more flexibility by just placing them down straight, you know, and then checking that they're kind of where you want things. rather than just straight away going, oh, I'm going to put this here and this here. Because the amount of times that I do that, and then I think, oh, wish I hadn't put that there now. Okay. The other thing that I thought that this would be absolutely awesome for this kit is doing an art journal layout. Now, I haven't done an art journal layout this entire year, would you believe? And last year, I'd done them, I think, roughly kind of every month. And I was really, really enjoying doing them and getting kind of into the swing of it. And yeah, really enjoying doing them. Now, I know it sounds a really strange thing to say, but because they're quite out of my comfort zone, they kind of stress me out a little bit. And I really need to be in a good mental zone to be able to, you know, to pull off an art journal layout. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, I find them very, you know, fun to do, but sort of stressful in that, you know, they're going to really zap up my concentration. So yeah, I haven't done one this entire year, which, oh, that's just shameful, isn't it? So I really should get my art journal out again and do some more. But this, I just think, would be such a fantastic kit for doing some art journal layouts, because you could do some really awesome art journal layouts. You know, things completely different to anything else that you've possibly done. So, or definitely for me, I mean, who knows, maybe you do, you know, gothic-y looking things all the time. But, I mean, I definitely don't. So for me, I could do, you know, some really kind of like fun, very different things to what I've ever done before. So, yeah, kind of, if I get time, I'd really like to come along and do that. I probably won't, you know, partly because, like I say, it's the mental thing of, you know, like that, like the doorbell going. It's like, oh, that would just throw me off if I was doing an art journal out. So you've really got to kind of like, yeah, do it when you can focus. And I mean, yeah, I would say like when people are around that could get the door, I'm not sure that would be really great either, because, you know, I wouldn't be able to focus thinking, you know, that my daughter's about to pop in to the room, or I don't know. They're just, yeah, I find them very intensive to do. So I'm not sure that I will get time to do one, but I would like to, because definitely when I was even printing the kit, I thought, oh my goodness, this would be so cool to do an art journal layout. Hey, I mean, if you've bought this kit and you're kind of like up for doing things like that, maybe you could do an art journal layout and pop it onto the Facebook group. That would be really cool. I would love to see them, because definitely, I think it would be a really different thing to do an art journal layout with. So yeah, that would be really lovely. Okay. And obviously all of these bits there as well, thickening up the board. I mean, like I said, when I picked it up, it felt pretty thick anyway by now, you know, with all the layers of paper and glue and things. So, I mean, it was kind of thickening right up anyway. But by the time that you get all of your fussy cuts and things stuck on, it really kind of thickens it right up. So, there we go. Like that. Okay. Looking good. Right, okay, let's see. Oh, I've got a couple of other things that I forgot. Okay, got these little Halloween, I don't know, what would I call this, like a little plaque, I suppose, kind of thing. So yeah, can put those maybe somewhere. I quite like, you know, clustering things up, having like a bunch of things all next to each other. That's quite fun to do. I mean, I'm quite liking it in lots of different places, to be honest. I did quite like it there. Let's do it there. I think I've got another one of these, so yeah, I might be able to get another one on here somewhere. Let me see. Oh, no, I can't see it anywhere. Got lots of roses. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Labels. Got another postage stamp. I mean, obviously the other bits that I've got left now are sort of too big to put on here now, really, because obviously it's looking quite full already. So yeah, it's mainly the labels and the roses really that we're going to be popping around now. So let's just see where we might want to put these. Maybe that one. Oh, this is a nightmare, because already I'm thinking, oh, how am I going to cut into this? I really love how it looks. Oh dear. Do you know when that happens, sometimes I find myself doing such a crazy thing that I'm like, oh, perhaps I'll make another identical one that I can hoard. I mean, what on earth is that about? You know, imagine that, like making another one the same so you can continue to actually hoard one. I mean, that's just like really ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, I do find myself kind of thinking that, you know, thinking along those lines. Oh, I'll make another one, then I can hoard this one. And to be honest, I wouldn't ever do that, because, you know, I don't really like doing repeat things. I very rarely have done repeats, you know. I mean, never say never, just in case I have ever, but I don't feel like I ever have done repeat things. So, you know, I can't really imagine that I would be loving doing that. And to be honest, even if I set out doing it, the chances are when I then came to do it, I'd then think of some other different things to do and end up, you know, it would turn out different anyway. So, yeah, it wouldn't ever actually kind of work out, to be honest. But that's what I have going through my head. Oh, I'll just make another one. Make another one the same so as I can keep one and use one. What crazy nonsense. I mean, bearing in mind, like I say, a lot of this is going to get cut through when we actually come to, you know, cut it into bits, and that's fine. I mean, obviously some of it's going to, I mean, I will be disappointed obviously to cut through, you know, for example, like this lady. I mean, I wouldn't want to cut through her, obviously, but, you know, I mean, if I cut through a postage stamp, then I don't really mind that too much. But yeah, I mean, it's, the odds are something's going to be cut through, because, you know, it's going to be very hard to separate it otherwise, isn't it? So yeah, fiddling about on my chair, not fiddling about, fidgeting about on my chair today quite a bit for some reason. Don't know why. I've had such a nice time doing this project. It's been really fun, really, really fun. Must do more of these, honestly. Forgotten all about them, really. I don't know really what made me think that it would look really cool with this, but I don't know. I was kind of looking at the kit and I thought, well, what can I do for my launch video? And then I just thought, oh, I know what I haven't done for a really long time. It does look good, doesn't it? Right, I'm not sure about the labels because they might be quite big now. So maybe more roses. I also did fussy cut some of the blueberries, which again was quite fiddly because they're pretty tiny. But yeah, maybe we could have those somewhere. Maybe just down there. Oh, I should have put them sort of near the spider. Oh well, just going to put them down here, I think. Yep. Okay. Right, 1 or 2 more roses and then that will be enough. Oh, and then do I dare cut into this? The thing is, if I don't cut into it straight away, you know, kind of like I've got this horrible feeling that, you know, it will just be hoarded. Which, I mean, I have hoarded things like this before. I did a really lovely one, you know, a few years ago, and I loved it so much. And then I hoarded it down the side of my desk. And all that happened was it ended up getting kind of squashed and ruined. You know, I should have just used it instantly, because it actually got, you know, quite crumpled. I mean, it was still salvageable, you know, I was able to still use it, but you know, wouldn't that be a shame if then, you know, this lovely looking board actually just got trashed in the sort of hoarding process. So yeah, I'm better off really just kind of, you know, getting on with it and using it straight away rather than building any attachment to it or forming any attachment to it. So yeah, perhaps we'll just cut it straight down in a minute. Okay, what do we think? What do we think? I mean, I'm loving it. So let me just show you slowly around. I mean, it looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? Well, or does it? Let me know what you think. Do you really like it or not like it? Do you think I ruined it by putting the splodges on? I mean, I really like them and I think it looks Halloween-y. The other thing is, although, you know, the book page did look nice, it then actually did look quite plain. So I think, you know, the splodges were needed to some extent. So yeah, let me know what you think. Sorry, I'm just picking up my tissue that I just dropped on the floor. Right. Okay, now, to cut this down. Right, I'm going to take a couple of sheets of paper. This is what I quite like to do if I'm going to be cutting things down like this. So take some plain paper and then you can kind of like see where your cuts would be, you know, what the finished piece would look like, i.e. like that one. That would be a perfect piece there. This side, I mean, again, I don't want to cut through that lazy, which was exactly what I was just talking about. But obviously that's going to be huge. So what I might do is cut it down there and then have to take it in here on the edge. So, you know, that would kind of make that passable. Or we could have it kind of like a piece like that. So yeah, we'll see. Right, I'm thinking this piece is pretty good to start with. So I'm going to just cut around there, I think. So going to go with my scissors. Oh gosh, I feel so nervous. I don't want to ruin this at all. Okay, that one, and then oops, turn it round and just cut it along here, so straight across the top. Okay. Oh, sorry if I'm off screen. I'm having to kind of like take it off the desk a little bit because you know, it's quite big. It's not really fitting properly. Right, there we go. So very wonky across the top. My goodness, what a shocking job I've made of that. But we can trim this down obviously and, you know, make it look better. So let's put that one there. Okay, right, let's have a look here. So I mean, we could do like a sort of longish pocket, like a belly bandy type piece. Let's see how tall the paper is. Oh gosh, no. Well, actually, no, that would work. I would have to chop it down here. So yeah, I don't mind that, to be honest. That might be, I think, the best way to do it. So, right, I'm going to go up here. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness, I'm making such a bad job of cutting these bits. So obviously very, very tall, but I will trim it down and then it will fit on the page. So I'm going to trim it down here, just across the top, and then just trim it down here. Okay. So that looks pretty cool. It's roughly the height of the page. I'm just going to try and trim this down. Although weirdly enough, it didn't look as wonky as I thought now, actually. But yeah, we'll just trim it down a bit. That one, and then should we go down on this edge? Because otherwise it's still quite wide, isn't it? So yeah, let's go there. Oops, oh dear. It is not very good. Okay. Okie dokie. So, yep. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. And I mean, I really like the way that then I'm getting kind of more for my pockets, if you see what I mean. I would personally never make a pocket or a belly band with like 2 lots of things, you know, something top and something in the bottom. I just wouldn't do that. And yet it looks really cool, doesn't it? So it's a way of kind of like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and getting things that you wouldn't necessarily do ordinarily. So sorry, I'm just going to have to trim this down because it was looking a little bit wide at the top. So yeah, there's that one. Right, next one. Oh, it's getting harder now, much harder. So yeah, oh, I don't know. Right. I don't know, unless I have that like that as a long pocket again. Let me see what I would be left with. Well, that's okay, actually. Yep, that's okay. So, right, oh gosh. Right, I'm going to cut through the, like where it says Halloween. So kind of like through the middle of there. Okay, and then up here. Oh gosh, that's not very easy to get to. Like that. Okay. Obviously I can trim these down afterwards, so we'll take that one. And then next one, right. So I'm thinking we're going to have to take that like that. So I'm going to cut it across, well, no, I'm going to cut it up to that line. So let's take it here, right beside there. I definitely wouldn't want to do, you know, that when you turn the collage masterboard over and do like a reverse cut. I wouldn't want to do that with one of these, because I think you could end up really wasting it and, you know, cut completely in the wrong places. So yeah, definitely not one of those to do. I'm just going to trim this down here. Might have to go in quite narrow. So obviously I've gone into the frame, but that's fine. Like that. So perhaps go over slightly more here. Yeah, so I mean, again, would never put that amount of stuff on a sort of pocket or a belly band, but it looks kind of really cool, doesn't it? So, you know, very happy with how these all are looking. Okay, next one. Right, next one, I think this as a complete piece. I don't know about you guys, but that just seems to be, you know, calling out to be a complete piece. So now, or do I go higher so as I get the entire cake? No, I think I'm going to just go straight across the bottom here. So in line with, you know, where my cut was there, going like that. Oops. Okay. So again, obviously I'm going to trim that down, but yep, as a first stab at that. Okay, much more manageable to handle now that it's smaller. Right, now. What do I want to do here? Oh, I don't know. Just have a look and see. So we could do like halfway there. That looks quite nice. Then we could have that, and then let's just see what I would be left with. So that go across there, I'd be left with that section there, which, to be honest, I don't mind that. I mean, I could even make just a couple of, you know, smallish tags or something like that from that piece. Yeah, I don't mind that. So yeah, I'm going to go straight across here like that. Okay, and then yeah, so this one I'm undecided how I'm going to use this, whether I would cut it into sections and make like tiny tags. I might do something like that. They would look, you know, pretty cool. You know, maybe I could do something like a little corner pocket or something, taking that into a sort of triangle across there. That would be quite nice. I could do something the same here, to be honest. So I've got sort of options with this that I could use this for. So I'm undecided, but yeah, we'll come back to that. And then this one, if I took it down there, and took it down there. So yeah, I'm going to cut just over from the cat, so or just through the cat, who knows. But yeah, so I mean obviously that's quite wide at the moment, but I can again trim this down. I would trim it on this side, obviously then not cutting the cat, but it says the word Gateaux and it's complete, which I really quite like. And if I cut into it, obviously I'm going to lose the word Gateaux. Now look, my flowers hadn't really stuck down completely, so just going to stick them back on there. I mean, it looks okay without them, but strangely enough, just that little tiny detail does actually make some difference, doesn't it? I mean, I know that sounds really weird because it's minuscule detail, but it does actually kind of make a difference. So keeping it on there would be, you know, would be better. Okay, like that. Yeah, like that. And then this one, obviously, again, just want to trim it down. So I'm going to take it in on this side, I think. Like that. Yeah, I mean, again, I've not cut that very straight. Oh dear, what wonky cutting going on today. But, oh my goodness, aren't they just lovely? I really, really love how they turned out. So, I mean, to be honest, from that little bit of effort, we've got tons of, you know, tons of pockets, basically. So, yeah, all of these all ready now to use in a journal. Now, obviously, we can then ink them up and, you know, what have you. I'll just quickly trim this down and we'll just ink one just to show you. So, yeah. I mean, you don't have to ink, you know. Obviously, if you're not really kind of a fan of inking, then you don't have to. But I'm going to just ink mine like that. You could stitch around the edge. That would be also a nice way to finish this off. Again, I don't know whether I will, but yeah, I think that would look quite nice. So that's it inked. And then obviously you could then add some lace and things like that. So just having a look, I've got my lace that I had lined up to begin with. So, yeah. Just have, you know, a little bit of lace, whoops, to the side or something. I mean, I'm just kind of using the black because it feels like black would go, you know, really nicely on here. So, yeah, maybe the black, and then maybe even, you know, maybe even edge it with a little bit of the red lace as well. Something like that would look, you know, really nice, wouldn't it? And then again, could just take, for example, you know, a rose, oops, a label. Now that they're cut down, you can see obviously where you might need or, you know, want to add something. So, yeah, that would maybe just finish it off with the label there. I'm trying to see if I've got a red rose. Oh, there I have. Because some are sort of more pinky looking and some are more red. So, yeah, could do something like that. Looks pretty cool. And I did just drop my bling. So let me just grab my bling. Oops. So again, you know, everything's better with bling, isn't it? So more is more, as they say. Let's just take a little bit of bling. Just pop that down. Okay. There we go. Just pop that there. Isn't that just so gorgeous and just, you know, so easy to finish that off? And like I say, you could stitch around the edge. That would be another way to finish it off. And yeah, they're just really, really nice pockets, aren't they? So yeah, really hope that you like them. Really hope that you love the kit. As I say, I will try and remember to put it into my shop on my website, but if not, it's on my Etsy shop. And yeah, really hope that you have fun if you decide to get it. Don't forget, if you do get it and you do a journal page, you know, an art journal page, sorry, you know, put that onto Facebook so we can all see it. I would love to see it, maybe on Instagram. And yeah, really hope that you like it. It's something a little bit different. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Have fun, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.